Hello, comrades. It's Premier Rever, and I am back again, looking down on our wonderful city of Revergrad. And we've once again neglected it, but then again, the last couple episodes have been pretty much paused, so I imagine there's nothing too catastrophic going on. In this episode, I would like to focus on some construction kind of stuff and checking everything. It's really been a while since I've checked it, even though I've been doing fair amount of construction off camera between this episode and the last. And when I say a fair amount of construction, I mean I've spent a good amount of real life time just watching these guys drive back and forth, more or less. So if you look, we've almost got our train connection going. I would like to get that going too, because I tried to send this guy, and he went in here and then he got a question mark on him because he won't go back out. Remember, our crisscross is over here. But once we get this built, I think we can sneak in and out of here without the likelihood of causing too many catastrophes and jam ups on our train track. We don't really have that much rail traffic coming in and out of here that it's going to be a problem. But in any event, these guys are plugging away. Now, one thing that I did when you guys talk about, specialization, some people have made some comments about specializing and, just doing the best we can with our construction sites. I don't want to just build tons of these construction sites, but I took this one and this one, and they're basically set up to do building construction. So if you can see now, it says, this one's working on the rail construction. This one's working on our fire station. One of the issues I've had is just getting enough of these roads built that I can actually get to the buildings, right? So, that's just kind of been an issue. But you can see now, we do have at least a good start to that. Now, the ones that have been working, I've got these two, which I probably even might need to assign. Oop, that's the road depot. These two I've set up a little bit more, particularly this one. I made sure he had a roller, and I even bought an asphalt paver. But you can see the problem is they're coming from all the way down here, but this is where the asphalt and the concrete are, back here. So, without people, I don't have asphalt and concrete here. So, it's sort of a problem. But again, we have our little building that we've actually built over here where we can potentially assign some people. Now, it's a little bit of a dilemma. I want to conduct a little bit of an experiment that if we put some people in here, what can we do with them in order to, can we assign, just dump people in here, or will they just leave way too fast? So in order to do that, I would like to pause for a minute, and I would like to do the shuffling, just to make the most sense of the whole thing here. All right, these construction offices, let me get not too far. Look, Farminsky doesn't have anything to do. Now, Farminsky, by the way, sorry, I'm jumping subjects on you guys. I want to keep these constructions going throughout this as best we can, especially these roads. These guys are really more, if we look at the mechanisms that they have, they're very dump truck heavy. They have a little bit of one covered and one open haul, but they're really not too set up to do these roads that need the electronic components and all. They're a little better set up to do these regular roads. So I'm going to have this guy pretty much steady working on this road here, I think. Now, I may throw him in here to do, to help out at some point. The other problem is he's just going to get too far away, and we're not going to be able to get people there. So when you're doing just these roads, you don't really need any people because they're fairly decent sized segments. So we should be able to get a mechanism there and not need actual people to build that road. So anyway, let's go ahead and assign, this guy something. There you go. And then this guy, he's still got some work to do, but good. So we'll close these and we'll go back to what we were talking about. All right, so I just want to see when it comes to, these things, that we have 35 people here in Cameen Flats, which was this one, right? this is the other one. This does Energinous School. And then this one. Yeah, see, we're still pretty good with people, but we could definitely potentially use in each one of these some more educated, right? So let's go take all these back over this way, and we'll try to open this one, and we'll put them off on this side. Let me just see if we can't get all of these people. Yeah, so I wish they would just take the uneducated first. Would make this a little bit easier. No one does here. Okay, so let's go back over to here, which was this one, right? And we'll take all the highly educated back out of here and put them back into this one. Good. So that'll cover that one. Now this one's back to having no educated people, so let's jump back to it and take all of the people out of here. There we go. And then we'll jump back to here. Doesn't really matter. And which one was this? This one? No. This one. No. That one. Okay. So let's take all the educated ones back out of here. Good. Now we have these two need more educated. So what I want to do is come down here and grab some educated people. So yeah, these two buildings here seem to always have nicely good chunks of educated people. So that's 85 of them. That might be enough. So let's jump back to this one, which is that one, and move some educated people back into it. All right, that's all of them. That's only 38, so let's go to Revergrad Flats here. Educated. There you go, so that one's all filled up. Oh, I can't close it because it's too high up near there. All right, Kameen Flats would be this other one over here, right? Yep, that one. Okay, so we now have 65. That's good enough, right? We have this Revergrad Flats. Well, we only have 20 people. So how many do we have over here? Let's see. Can we grab... I would have a feeling that we're just way overpopulated here, if anywhere. That's the only building I really don't want to use. There, I just want to take a few extra people from, say, here, and we'll dump them over into this one, just so we fill this one up completely. And again, these people are all going to escape in a minute, but there we go. So that one's full. That leaves a little room. We can, we'll lose some of our abundant plus 21-year-olds here in a minute. All right, so just noting the day, right? So we have 24th of January. Let's see how long it takes these people to escape. We just try to keep that open, and we'll take a look. There we go. So we'll play time forward. While we're on the subject, so we should have Kameen in good shape. How are our educated in here doing, and where are they coming from? Yeah, so they're in here. Oh, we only have 12 over here. Yeah, we're still taking pretty good care of them, but I have a feeling that that's not going to last too long, is it? Well, let's see what happens with our little experiment, but we'll definitely come back to ChemSol. I think I've completely neglected ChemSol in this subject, but if we look here, I'm not seeing a lot of uneducated. I'm not seeing any adults here, so we should have a few minutes. You don't really need to have this always maxed out, but there we go. So we're already, once our happiness Yeah, see, it would be nice to see the little graph. But once this happiness gets down below, like here, 60, 70%, bet you we're going to start having some escapes. All right, so anyway. Yeah, before I even mess with my construction, I just want to see how long, how long they last. All right, another thing to say is we have this is completed. So I've moved a bulldozer up. So in a few minutes here, we should be able to finish planning, at the very least, our road and potentially even the railroad up to here, right? Now, another problem that we have is we have this rail construction office, which is coming along nicely, but we don't have any other, like the rail construction office that would work on this railroad is coming from over here, which is really, that's really getting to be a long distance, for them to start working over here on a rail especially. So we could assign them to go further, but again, they're still working on this tunnel. I'm assuming that, let's see, everything's been going back and forth pretty well, Yeah, we still got one of them working, and yeah, here comes the other one. So again, part of this episode is just going to be about getting things straightened out. How is our rail train doing? We haven't seen steel for a while. Yeah, he's only up to 48 tons, so, we might want to... Well, we seem to have enough iron and coal at this moment. And I think it's just a matter of we're using a fair amount of steel to build, and it doesn't seem to be prioritizing this train at all, right? So it's kind of prioritizing the truck. So, probably want to think about shutting off the mechanical components export here, so that we don't have to... Why does this say crops? I don't want crops in there. I don't think I would have changed that deliberately, but there we go. Yeah, so maybe we should do that even while we're talking about it. Because I have quite a few vehicles here that are doing that. So I think let's see, these all have components in them, of course. Yeah, it's not that I don't want them driving around, but I don't necessarily need... Let's see in here. I'll put them back to this one. It's... what do we want to do? Not one of them. This one's going up to Molna now. Yeah, see, this is what I kind of want to do, is like cut them off from actually exporting stuff. So let's just delete that and send him back here. See, this one is going to Gateway Love right this minute. So let's cut this one off. And then this one is heading down to Importska. So what I want to do is I'm just going to turn him around and bring him back here to the depot. All right, so that way we're not exporting mechanical components any longer, which may hurt our money, but at least we're going to back up with steel. Let's see, how are we doing with steel? This is where I've been gauging the steel. Yeah, we're doing pretty well, actually, with steel. But I want to get a train back up to that other place. And we can always reset that when we're ready. Now, another thing, again, this is probably jumping all around for you guys, but how are we doing? Well, that field's still got a lot of corn in it. Yeah, this is the way I've been gauging our corn. Oops, right here, corn exports. Yeah, we're down to 10 million, which we were up over 11 million. So it's certainly not hurting to export that corn. We're not exporting it with that one train at such a rate that it's running us dry. So that's kind of good. Now, what else do we? Oh, look, we got a lot of steel on site. Oh, look at that. I didn't even realize you could click those. Yeah, so where do we have a lot of steel? Open office storage. Okay. Yeah, well, we have it all over the place. All right, good. So that's that and that going. Oops, we closed our building, didn't we? How are we doing? Nope, we're down to 89, and it's 5 days later. So let's see. you know, I expect it to be exponentially quicker as this happiness goes down. But what will we say? If this doesn't last a few weeks, I don't know if it's worth putting them in there, you know? Oh, look, they are going over here to work, though, aren't they? Well, good for them. So it's not like they're not helping build this firehouse, which is something to be said for that. All right, so train crossing. Yeah, you're just saying this is the problem. We're just taking forever to get stuff down here. All right, but anyway, they'll keep plugging away. And are these two guys happy and busy? Yeah, 72%. Yeah, we need to get more of these roads done. Yeah. And how are we doing on these two roads? So these are where this other, so it's just taking forever to get. Need a little bit of gravel. Yeah, they should get down here. It just takes a while. It's just, you know, longer deliveries, and then this road. Once this road's built, and this road's, well, we really need this whole box built to really get in there. Now, another thing that we could do real quick, and this was another comment, like, and I'm not sure exactly how it was meant. In other words, they said you could build a rail station to get workers down to here. And I'm thinking that they meant bringing workers in for these two, because I don't think you can't move workers into this. Like, you need a bus stop. So now one of the thoughts would be, could you send them? I've never tried to send the construction crew to like a bus stop like this, where it's not the location that the people live, like it's the location that they're getting dropped off at. Like, in other words, if I had a bus over here, it doesn't matter, bus or train, and I sent people to here, could I send the construction office over to here to get people? I've never tried that before. I've always just sent the construction thing to where the people are. So, and to answer your question, the reason I didn't do that, and I'm not sure exactly the timing of the episode, but two reasons. One, I'm using the heck out of the people down here anyway this is where we're getting all the people. As far as building a whole rail station, I'm going to need, like, honestly, like, to make these two run, you know, you need like 4 people. So even if I was going to bring people in, I would bring them in by bus anyway. And just because it's not worth a whole train and the expense of a train to bring 4 to 10 people over here to make some asphalt and some concrete. Now here, when it comes to doing Electrical City, I'm kind of rethinking. I mean, I have the buses here, and, you know, part of that is just because this is going to be so close. Like, keep in mind, I plan on building some houses like right in this block here. I'm not even so sure that we need the bus stops, right? Like, they probably need a bus stop to get up to here, but to me, it's not the kind of distance that we would need to go for the rail. So again, I'm assuming that the comments were for, like, say, this bus stop should be a train stop. And again, I'm just going to be busing them from like here. So anyway, the reason I got into all that is I want to put 2 more buildings. I have a kindergarten over here, and at some point I would like a kindergarten and a bus stop here. So this will be the bus stop where people can go. And if you picture, we'll have some houses here. We'll have some houses in this block, and then we'll have a bus stop here. Now, I can always put maybe another bus stop or other things to satisfy these people further out. Sorry about that. Okay, so anyway, I want to put down some sort of let's do the bus stop first, because that'll actually be, because this road's done, so I can put it in facing this way now. Now, do I want to put it in facing that way? Well, I'd really rather leave the lease. Nah, you know what? We're going to wait further. I'd rather leave this road with as few of those nodes as we can. So I'd rather put the connection over here. So which means, there you go. Look, this guy's laid all the gravel, so that's good. You know, he's good with getting the, I mean, he's got 5 dumpers, this Farminski, so they get the materials here. The problem is then you just got to wait for all the people to be brought in. Oh, look, this guy's done that. So he only has 1. Yeah, and this is nice too, by the way, where you can just do this. Yeah, so I'm going to assign this one. Good. Yeah, so if you keep track of who's working on what, like if we want to just see what's going on here, see, I like to kind of assign them too so that they're constantly working. And in light of just that whole big speech that I just gave, why don't we assign him to do this one, then we can get that bus stop here built, because that'll be, you know, pretty important. Now let's close this and take a look at our people. Now we're what, 10 days later or so? Yeah, maybe 11 days later. I don't know, people are holding in kind of well, aren't they? You know, they're not fleeing quite as fast, but then the happiness is really dropping down, and it hasn't been a couple weeks yet. So, I mean, they're certainly, well, they probably helped us get the fire station done. Now, even though I know this is a little bit pointless, maybe this is enough of an argument just to keep a couple firemen in there. It's about the only place they're regularly going to be able to work. How about a G300? Poland. There we go. So good. So for the moment, look, we'll have some firefighters, right? Yep, they're going over there to work. They won't be very happy firefighters, but all right. So there we go. Let me take a break for a minute, and then we'll come back and start planning the road over here. Okay, sorry about that. Need to take a break. Got a tickle in my throat. I think it's gone now. So, the biggest question I have, and like we were just saying, we're going to get this road completed. I think these guys are far enough away from any gas station that they won't leave us. But we'll get completed whatever we can. But again, the question is, can we level right here? Because I'd like to get these roads and this railroad down here brought out straight. But let's start with this road and just see. We'll do paved roads, but you know, can I? Yes, we can. Good. So that's bringing that down already some. Good. Now, let's see. Let's get the wireframe going. And yeah, I just want to bring this hill down to make it a little more level road. Not too much. And then we'll do the same thing for the railroad. So good. So we'll be able to get this looking pretty decent. And I'll do something similar. I don't want to take advantage of the easy level system too much, though I am. We will make it a hill. We just won't make it as much of a hill, right? There we go. So now what I'd like to do, hopefully it'll do this. Yeah, where's the road itself? Here, this one. So we'll come down to, like, say, oops, thank you, game save. Yeah, just get it so it's orange-ish as opposed to reddish, right? And we'll do the same thing like right here. And let's just make this one a little bit more. Yeah, so the whole thing's a little bit leveler. And then we'll take our, they should almost call this the smoothing tool, you know, as opposed to level in a certain spot. So yeah, there's a little bit of a, you know, because if you move this guy around pretty well, he kind of takes everything to that one point. So then you can kind of come in here and see how I took all that from being a little bit darker orange. I don't know how well you guys can see, but you know, it went from darker. Now this one, you know, this is almost where you want to use your road tool right there. See how I brought that down? All right, turn that guy yellow. Use the smoothing tool again. And see how I made that just because of what I did there. So if we come in here, you know, we can kind of use this to push it out. Now this, we can even just lower this a little bit more. There, that's pretty reasonable for the road, right? Let's get the road built. We'll come to about here. And I just want to do there. Let's turn that red again. All right, so now the tricky part is how far into this hill do we go? So I think we can, that's not the plan. There we go. So what I wanted to do is just take a little bit of this off, just so it's a little more, oh, come on. There we go. Yes, I'd say I don't think there's any particular reason we need to get all into that hill, right? So if we were to come to, like, say here, we'll just sort of miss that hill right there. Hopefully this is a good place for, oh geez, that's it's kind of a little more than I was picturing, but you know, it does make for sort of a nice slope, doesn't it? There you go. Yeah, so all right, if you're gonna cheat big, right? I've always said to people, if I was ever going to rob a bank, I'm not robbing a bank for 20 grand. You know, figure out a way to get $1 million. Like, if you're going to go to jail for years of your life, you might as well, you might as well make it worth it. If you're going to cheat big. All right, so this is probably pretty good right there, and then we'll come say here, and then let's start down this end. Yeah, so we want it to be kind of like pointing at the camera, sort of, right? Yeah, except, like, say that, and then I just want to do a little bit, like, say right there. Where is this road? So we want to kind of make it a little more. Yeah, you know what? We'll use the road cancel tool. You know, it seems pretty reasonable to me, right? I mean, at least we're connected. And the big thing about getting that connected now is that we can get this guy, or even, well, I guess we'll see if we can't get that guy way down there to start working on this road. So let's see. Yeah, that's a nice big road project. So at least this guy isn't sitting idle any longer. Again, there's no huge hurry to get the railroads across because they're just, yeah, we're not going to be able to build them anytime soon. But I'd like to do it nonetheless just to get the planning done. But let's go keep an eye on this guy. Yeah, see, we're down to 216. I don't know. They lasted near a month. I mean, we'd cut through a lot of people. Yeah, see, we lost 100 of our plus 21s. Now, I don't know how many of those we want to lose, because we do want to move a bunch of people into here, right? Okay, look, this guy's done this road, so that's good. So he's working on this one. Let's get him working on... We're not doing it the smart way. Let's do it the smart way and say, okay, you can work on this one as well. And you're doing pretty well. You're going to need to get asphalt down here, but then we'll get him working on these sections. That's kind of a short section there, but and the other thing is definitely the longer the sections, the better, because these little tiny roads just take forever, it feels like. It takes almost as long to do a little tiny road as it does a big one. So, anyway. Yeah, so once this is done, we can get our bus stop in. And I don't know, I think it's, I don't know if we dump more people in there. I guess the average happiness goes up. But at the same time, I'm not sure. I'm not sure that dumping the people in there, I mean, it would help. It just will, this takes months of building kind of thing. So anyway, all right, let's get our railroads going. I think we're in pretty good shape. Well, you know what? Let me double check. What are you guys working on? You're still doing the rail office. You were doing nothing. So you should be doing at least something as opposed to nothing. So all of the buildings over here are built. This Mountain View construction is more geared up to doing buildings. So there is not a building in the world that you can work on right now, is there? No. Do we leave them sit there doing nothing, or do they do... Oh, you know what they could maybe do? They could do construction on... Oh, this is another problem, by the way. And I don't... Yeah, this is... We had a fire here, and it destroyed our thing during the episode. I almost thought about creating the episode, starting the episode then, but it was so long ago now. You can see, look, everything's turned green. So the only construction we can get to is this and this. Do you see that? Because I had to destroy all the wires to replace this thing. And if you're a really keen-eyed observer, you'll notice there's no more dirt road there because I had to destroy that. So, I definitely think we need to get our roads back. And I'm thinking, so let's get our dirt roads back. And we can at least get them doing a little bit of that construction. Let me get rid of some of this. And the reason is I want to bring this up a little more. Yeah, because I don't want too many junctions on there. Now, can I get past these wires any which way? Yeah, can I get a little further? Yeah, there you go. That looks slightly better. No, that doesn't. Yeah, just not the most attractive thing I've built. But anyway, well, why don't we do this? We'll get them building Mountain View here. We'll get them building on these two wires, and then we'll just pretend that they built the whole thing. Oh, it doesn't connect. Yeah. All right, well, yeah. I guess we could see. Oh, you know what? We need to get. Oh, yeah, that's right. We need to get a road in here. Let's see what this looks like. And I don't really want to mess up our. What is this? Oh, that's. Yeah, see, I don't want to mess that up. I think this one will connect here, right? Yeah, so we can connect these two up. Now, what is... I don't know what... I guess that's this having a road connection? I don't understand what those other two roads are there. Or whatever. But yeah, I'm not... I guess I'm ready to do this one, aren't we? I'll bust that one back up, I think. All right, but can we get this guy to... Close that. Can we get this guy now to work on this? Doesn't connect. Yeah, see, that is annoying. I guess this one's not real long anyway. Why don't we just get rid of that one altogether? And we'll redo it. And that means that was this one. All right, so let's redo that electrical connection for the umpteenth time. And it'll come off of here. And we'll... Can I go to there? Yeah. There we go. All right, so now if we just commit to that one, we should, I think we would be able to assign that, right? Where do we have to go? We have to go up here. Now, let's see. Now I lost my place in the world again. Yep. See, so once you know, once you break one of these up, you're kind of done, you know? See, this is such a long one. I hate to have to redo that whole thing. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. It's not like we don't have a lot of dollars, and there we go. But anyway, we're getting that built. This one's already built. Yeah, how is that one built? Did I auto do that with dollars or something? I don't know. I forget building that one. I must have done it by accident by dollars or rubles or something. But you know what? We probably... One more thing. Sorry. It would be nice to be all organized, right? And we should be able to do... Oh, it doesn't connect. Really? Okay, whatever. Okay, there we go. So now we got... Those construction guys should be busy for a little bit longer. This guy's still not even done paving this road, so I think everybody should be busy for a few more minutes. So let's go back to our rail construction. And yeah, that looks... I think even though it's kind of a little uneven with our... And then what I'd like to do is start, like just say here, bring that hill down a bit. Kind of till we're even with the road, right? Yeah, which line are we on? Yeah, this one. We'll just stay on this one for a minute. No, I don't need... Oh, I need a free excavator. What? All right, I don't fully understand why that's now working, but I'll take it, I guess. All right, let's turn that guy yellow and... Really? I mean, is it that? Yeah, no, I don't know. Can I go to like here? No. Okay. Can I go from like here to here? Yeah, so there's just like... Oh, you know what? I wonder... Yeah, I don't like that. How about if we go the other way? Yeah, that's going to turn red. Yeah, that's building it up, isn't it? Yeah, that's doing the really stupid building of it up. Yeah, so what you want to do in like this case is you get it like here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, sometimes it likes to be pinned. It's doing the same thing again. So by pinned, I mean put one down here and then go across this way. There. And then let's pin this. We can always, oops, let's pin this. By the way, you can, oh, why is it not? Okay. See, now what'll happen is it'll bring it down because it won't, because it's already attached to a railroad, it won't raise it up like it just did dumbly. So if we even came in here, we can get it to go down. And then I'll do like this, and then hopefully we can get this guy to go back down now. But what we can do is use the lower, which is not overly fast, but at least it's not as fast as doing it the other way, but at least we won't have a super hill here, right? And then now that once we've taken the worst of this out, I think we'll be able to make it work. Part of the problem is I don't think you can get it just to the right spot with your mouse that you can. Yeah, that should be enough. Yeah, see, then that'll bring that down some. I don't want to raise it up at all. And then we can cancel all of this, and I bet you we'll be in good shape. Oops, did I miss a little piece? Yep. Yeah, I bet you we'll make this. Yeah, see, now that we've got it like started bringing it down, we can bring it down the rest of the way without too many issues. All right, so I kind of lost track of which one. So the train might be, well, we're going to make them about even. If we try to go too close to that road, it'll yell at us. Yeah, so that's probably pretty good. And then which one is the train actually on? Is that the right? No, it's not. So let's back this up. Yeah, I want that like right there. So let's back it up to like here, say. Well, no, you know what? I'm going to do something else. We'll go next to it. Kind of makes it look nicer in my opinion. Yeah, and that guy will come to like here, say. And then what we'll do is do the next door to it thing. Bring that down some. Really, you won't turn red for anything, will you? You need a free excavator again. Okay. Don't really understand why that's happening sometimes, but not others. And it would appear that we're closer than we were over here, right? All right, let's take. Can we go? There you go. Like I said, we don't have to get this all complete, especially not this rail. This rail is. Yeah, see, that'll be, oh, look, we got a little yellow right there. See that? We could bring a whole bunch more down. And eventually we'll have this other rail thing, you know, behind us done, so. All right, so let's, yeah, this is in the right, this is where the trains will go. So we'll pick it up from like here, say, right? There we go. So now we probably. Oh, go like that. Yeah. And we'll just head that straight on across here. This looks pretty flat, so I don't think I'm going to do anything until, like, say, here. There we go. Let's turn around and just see. Yeah, it's just not letting us. Yeah, let's turn that red or yellow or something. All right, well, let me do this. I don't really want. Okay, so that's That's the limit. All right, well, we'll come back and fix that little spot when this construction office is going. So how are we doing here? Oh, good. Look, we're on the... Oh, look, that's done. Okay, so let's get back. Yeah, I don't think I have him assigned to anything else. So I need to come back over here. Oh, no, he did have something else. See, that's why it's another reason it's not bad to have multiple ones picked. So are these guys done? They're not done this. Let's just check. They still have 2 to do. Okay, now the construction office. Oh, good. We got our train thing up here. So we'll take care of that in a second. But in the meantime, what can you work on? We don't have any more. We have this road done. Let's see. The school's not done, but where's the road for the school coming out? Yeah, the other way. This one's not done. Well, we can just assign these guys to do, you know, because this guy's working on the power lines already, theoretically, so, you know, he's not geared up to do roads, but he could do like a little road someplace. None of these are coming out that way, are they? No, they're all coming out, which is good, but yeah, I hate to have them not doing anything. I mean, they could come in. Oh, that's the railroad tracks. You know, another thing we could have. Well, you know, I think I might want to get rid of that road. Yeah, those are 2 nice long. I think I'm going to have them work on this one. It's kind of a, and I might even just stop him when there's something else for him to do. But he can bring gravel down anyway, and you know, once we get to building buildings, we'll switch him off of there. But he can at least stay a little busy in the meantime. And you guys, yeah, you're working on your wires. Good. All right, well, let's keep going with, yeah, you know, I'm going to commit to these railroad tracks so that we know kind of what we're doing. Those will stay that way, and then that way if we have to get fancy down this end, we will. All right, so as far as this goes, I think I'm just going to have them... Well, let's start thinking about over this way. So we have our railroad bridges. And they're coming out like along this. I'm going to bring that back a little bit. Can't really see with the trees. Yeah, and then I'll start taking them a little further away. Kind of following this river. There. Now I don't want it totally following the river, so we're just going to have it come straight. At least for now. We can, until we build it, we can always delete it, right? Let's just see what happens if we bring that nice and straight from there to there. And we'll see where are we at with this. Yeah, so we've got a little bit of a hill to go up there, don't we? And the reason for that is, yeah, I think I want to bring it back a little bit. The reason is that we can get, you know, like a junction down in here, right? And I can picture the day that well, that's really fighting me there with the save and everything else. So what I'm picturing now is that we would, you know, have some room to wiggle here and maybe even put in a rail construction office. Like I said, at some point I want to probably up here would build some supplies so that we would have a little mini construction supply over there. So if we built a rail construction down in this area, then we would be able to you know, have a rail construction office that's somewhere in the county that, you know, that we're in. All right, so anyway, so if this guy were to come down from the mountains, he's right here, so he's probably going to come down you know, along this kind of path and cross the road here, and then maybe we'd turn him a little bit into here, or do we just, you know, like if he's coming down here, I guess let's bring this out a little bit further to where we would bring it out, you know. Yeah, now the only thing I don't like about that is that if we had a road going this way, we would, yeah, you know what, that's a little bit too sharp a turn, I think. Oh, good, we can level there. All right, can't see for the trees. All right, so there, that's, yeah, because what I'm thinking of is we try to come, can we come across this road? Like right here? Yes. No, that's not what I want you to do. Oh, stop, stop, stop it. Very good. All right, so let's get up this hill. Yeah, that'll even things out quite a bit. A little bit too much. I didn't really want you to bring this end up. As long as you bring that end down, I'll be happy with you. Then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go from like here to here. Yeah, that'll bring that down reasonably nicely. Here, it's all orange. Let's see if we can't. Oh, no, 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 don't do that, please. All right, so now let's turn that red. And then I'll have to come over to this one. Yeah, that should be, if not good, at least reasonable, right? There we go. And then let's take this one. Nice. Now, I thought we were going to have a construction episode, but we're having more a rail planning episode, huh? Good. So now the challenge is going to be this mess here. I'm going to go over to a little cheaty building methody, I think. Can we get a... Yeah, we can get a school in there. And I just want to sort of level out enough area here, even though it's going into these. So let me pause it again because we're getting kind of long on this episode, and then that way we can at least get this rail done, and I can go take a look off camera, make sure there's no other emergencies, and then we'll wrap up this episode because, and I'd like to leave this episode in a good place because this is actually an episode I'm recording on Friday for Monday. So I would like to leave myself where I'm not too in the middle of anything that I can't pick it back up easily after a long weekend off from recording. So, all right. Anyway, let me level out enough area that we can get up this hill and connected, and you guys don't have to sit there and watch. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. What I did was I wanted to make a nice, I didn't want this intersection to be too tight in a sense, so because this will be a fairly popular train route, and we're going to redo this in a minute, but I just wanted to get kind of a point where I could shoot off from, and then with the leveling system in the game, if a mountain's in your way, just remove it. So but I want to get rid of this. Oops, let's use the cancel tool. So let's just get rid of this whole thing. Hopefully, these symbols sometimes get in your way more than they help. we hit escape, we can see if there's any other plans still there. Now it doesn't look like there is, so good. So now that we have, you know, the general gist, it's probably hard to see with but there's where we brought the road across. So we got, oops, save messed me up. So we've got a pretty, you know, most of the leveling done, not all of it, but let's take a road. I think we might be better off from here. Well, yeah. The problem I have is like right here is real steep. So let's see, can we go from like here? I think that's going to raise that up, and I don't really want to raise it up much. Yeah, see how it did more to raise it up than lower it, but maybe that's what we have to deal with. Oh, okay. Now I'm up into the menu. Yeah, so that should be too big a descent. Why did it turn red? Oh, yeah, this is where you want to pin it like I just did. So let's just start building the railroad. Look, and the greatest part is that it raised up the worst. All right, so can we go like this? Yeah, there we go. All right, good. All right, so let's see. I want to bring this actually a little bit further back this way, because I'd like this to be a real nice sweeping turn, you know? Yeah, let's... And then we bring that around like this. I have no doubt that we'll be able to go the other way, right? We might as well, let's go a little bit straighter. So yeah, that, you know, what I did there made it mostly yellowish. Yeah, there we go. Lower that down just a hair. Then let's use this one. Good. Now that we have like where straight comes from, I think we can... Yeah, now the only thing I think I want to do before I put that one in is let's just go from here to here, make it look... It's going up a bit more than I wanted it to. It's all right, we can go from like here. It raised... Yeah, it's raising that up. Let's see, that might not be a bad thing. Let's see. Yeah. Is that... Yeah, that looks fine up that end. That didn't... No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, let's cancel tool. Now, the way to get around what just happened, if you don't know it already, is you want to... Like now it's a parallel track. So like if we do this, it'll stay parallel. So... Once I connected from track to track, it considered this one like a separate one, and it wasn't following this one. But once you're parallel, then it knows it's a parallel track. I hope that makes sense. Now, I think I'd like to come up. See, this is a little bit darker orange there, so let's just come up a little bit further, pointing a little bit closer to those roads. Oh. And now that we have it pinned, I think I can kind of take off. Yeah, kind of like the top there, you know. And let's do this. And that. And then if we come off alongside, we can just sort of make it look a little nicer. There you go. I think that'll be fine. And then let's come down. Does that look reasonable? And we'll do a little leveling on this guy. Yeah, that'll just make a ever so slight difference. All right, there we go. So let's unpause the game and let's commit to that. There, now there's no way we can build any of that track until we're done these tunnels. How much progress did we make on said tunnels? Yeah, you know, not as much as I would like, but what are you going to do? Again, we can talk about connecting maybe in a future episode, but at least we have it all planned out, right? And in some ways, the more important thing is getting this road planned out, because we had, see, now this guy's working on that road, so, you know, the train construction is nice and certainly something we need to and want to do in the future, but getting these guys able to build roads is probably even more important. Because once we get this road all the way around, then, we'll get this. I think these guys might even beat them, be like a little bit of a race, like the Transcontinental Railroad in America, where they started in California and Missouri or whatever it was, and see who got to the middle, so you see who gets here first, right? But that'll be nice. We'll have a road all the way around it at that point. And, yeah, good. See, this guy doesn't do bad in building a gravel road. So before we leave, let's just make sure everybody's set up with something to do. Oh, how is our... Yeah, look, we only have 17 people. Though, to be honest with you, that's really not the worst idea if you wanted to throw away people. And it's not like we don't have extra of them, I'm not sure if I like it. Like, it grates against my propriety bone, even though I throw people in the gulag. So I think what I would do is, rather than throwing people in the gulag, I would just dump them into here so that at least we had a few firefighters, right? I don't know that I would want to count on like a bus stop. Yep, so this one's not done, so I still can't build my bus stop. This will be a little bit far away from the bus stop anyway, won't it? But I think we'll make it, won't we? Let's see, can we come over to roads and... Yeah, see, that doesn't really tell you the difference. We need our measuring tool, substation. Yeah, they should be able to walk that far, especially after we get some footpaths in. Might be a little bit too far without a footpath to go from there to there, but I definitely plan on like a footpath the whole length here. Maybe not to get started, because we might have to plan those buildings before we actually put in the footpath, but good. So that'll be that and that. So let's just go around real quick to end the episode and say, yeah, you guys are busy. There's no buildings you can build. Are you still building buildings? No, you're done too. So we might as well give you... let's just give you something to do. Yeah, is this one done? Yeah, this road's all done. Good. So we could assign him to here just to get, again, some progress made. Yeah, I can tell you're still just putting down asphalt on that road. Now, do you have 2 road assignments? Yes, you still have 2 road assignments, and then you're going to be... North, yeah, you still have 2 road assignments. All right, so they're in good shape. Cool. Let's turn off this wireframe because it's ugly. Now, you were done because you built this power line, but this power line, yeah, we'll come back and deal with that in another episode. It's not like we need power up there anytime in the near future. And the good thing is we'll have had, this will be all done, right? Or at least mostly done, and we can connect that up and build that substation, and then we'll have power in the town, but we still have a lot of things that we need for the people in the town to be built. Good. Well, I'm pretty happy. And so hopefully I'll remember in the next episode we need to get a few more educated people into here. And one other thing that I kind of ran out of time on, because I don't think it's an emergency at this point, is I clicked on here and noticed that we don't have any oil. So these guys are pumping away, I would describe it as fast as they can. So we probably want to set up another oil rig over here, another one of these, so that we can put a couple more oil rigs. So we're starting to use, a good amount of fuel. If you come here, we're in good shape. I'm not panic mode by any stretch. But we're definitely starting to use a good amount of the fuel. And the bitumen, we're staying ahead of the production of that with our exporting pretty nicely. That's actually a perfectly balanced system, other than we don't quite have enough oil coming in. So, but once we start ramping up plastic production and stuff like that, I think we'll need to get some more oil coming in here. One of those auxiliary projects. These guys, yeah, they're still busy working on paving all the way the heck down here. So yeah, another project for the next episode will be to get some storages in this area. Now that we know where our railroad tracks are going to go, and I don't see us actually building much in this area just because, we're thinking about, if we're putting a steel mill in, it's probably either going to go here or here. Sort of depends on the room Nove Revergrad takes up. Nove Revergrad. And again, if we have some iron here, oil, we might have chemicals and plastic, but they would be up in this area. So I think a storage supply over in this region, at least the small one, will be good. And something else I think we've completely neglected is, look, we have another construction. So let's see, before we forget, I think one thing we can do is, let's come over here to vehicles. Yeah, they don't have a bulldozer, but they have an excavator. So I don't want to mess with these guys. I think I just want to, let's go real quick and look in our depots. I don't think I have anything extra. I think this is just a new, what am I doing over here? Yeah, see, there is a bulldozer here. So let's take this guy and have him take his long, slow, well, not too long, but journey up to here. So we would need an excavator for this place. And there was none in there. There's nothing down in Revergrad, I know that. Here's another one. Oh, yeah, we do have, we don't need to buy any more bulldozers unless we just want to sell those off. And yeah, so anyway, so let's get another excavator. Yeah, there's nothing down there at Revergrad. So let's just get another excavator and purchase them in for here. And we can get an American one, can't we? No, just that little. We can get a good American bulldozer, but we can't get a good. All right, so there. All right, so that'll be, again, way too much. We're almost over time, I think now. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's time to end the episode. But we can start talking about designing food factories. And just so you know, so for some of the comments, when it comes to, oh, do this or do that, the only thing I would ask, if I sound a little bit negative towards doing your suggestion, is keep in mind I have a very big grand plan somewhere in my head. The details aren't worked out, but I'm picturing, like this is just the infancy. Like we don't even have my construction office going yet, right? So I'm just trying to get everything I can as quickly done as I can to get this construction working so that we can then turn this into just massive amounts of construction going on all over here, right? And then once we start doing that, then we really talk about trams and busing, and it's sort of feeds into when I've said in the past, like this is going to become a backwater. This is just going to be, a lot of these things are going to be redone. This food factory is going to be torn out. Same thing over here. I'm probably going to get rid of the meat and the food, and maybe I think we're going to probably make old Revergrad, just an alcohol place, right? So we might keep the distillery, but maybe we'll set up a whole new distillery thing over in this area. We might even move this farm, move some of these fields. We can definitely, put a field in a different spot here or there if we want to take out one or two here. And so the only thing old Revergrad might do in the future would be alcohol. And that's just because it has a nice big flat area here where we can do a lot more farming. But we might try to set this farm up more efficiently in the middle. Maybe we take out this field and put the farm here, and have a train that just runs stuff over to a silo that feeds 4 or 5, 10 10 distilleries. It'll be like the vodka capital of Europe. Anyway, all right, I'm going on too long. I don't want to make the episode so long it causes problems. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it once again, and I will catch up on all of your comments after this episode. So I always appreciate them. Don't feel bad if this weekend you didn't get your comment answered. But we'll get to them on the Tuesday episode. I'll try to catch up with everything. So great. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.